Here we go, a chance over to the near side. We're going to have to replay this horn. Down low to the near side they go, battling for possession. Zaka in the offensive end, going to be over there to Middlestad, over to Zaka. Zaka, he shoots, he scores! That's a trick! Didn't have to go, face off, and the gloves drop immediately. We got a fight breaking out here. Kostelic getting some punches up against Sam Carrick. They're right at the center ice. Going to be a big shot and a big win by Mark Kostelic, as he gets ripped down by Carrick after the fight. That's going to be an added penalty. That's going to be a game misconduct, I think, for Carrick. And the Devils are going to clear that zone over to the near side. Here comes Heischer on a chance. A shot denied. Rebound shot. What a save by Carter Hart. Waiting for it is, I believe it's going to be, it's not going to be Marner in front of the net. Here comes a chance. A shot. He scores! It's going to be Paul Cotter on the first shootout, taking it in towards the net. Going to make a shot. Deflected by Carter Hart. Jesper Bratt moving in. He takes a shot. He scores! Jesper Bratt gets the first goal of the shootout. The Devils have a 1-0 advantage. Here we go. Mark Stone. No attempts this season on the shootout. Here's his first. Moving into the near side, over to the far. He shoots and it's gloved by Jake Allen. Mitch Marner, ready to go. Taking it in from the near side. Working around with speed to the far. He goes and he scores! Oh no, did he double shoot it? Yeah, it's correct. Gloves immediately coming off. We got a fight right here at the beginning. Who is that? Is Zadorov and number 47, that's Struble, going at it right at the opening whistle. And here we go, Zadorov laying a couple of fists, and it's going to be back against the boards on the near side. A couple of fists going either direction. Still clinging on to each other over on the far side. Now they're all the way back into the Bruins offensive end. Still on their feet, still laying punches. The helmet comes off of Struble, and still laying some punches to Zadorov. And now Struble trying to get back in this fight, but Zadorov is absolutely dominating it, and they break it up on the boards. Up to the top of the zone, over to Mantha, intercepted, and here comes a breakaway chance for the Flames. He shoots, he scores. Connor Zary getting the first goal of the game on a breakaway after an interception. There's the goal horn. There it is. I was wondering when that was going to proc. But yeah. Going to take the draw and going to be won by the Pens. That's going to be Kindle. Up to the near side to Shea. Shea working down low. Going to try and take it behind the net. Trying to create some room. Over to the far side. To the top of the zone. Over to St. Ivan. He sends a shot. Deflected. Oh, I thought that was in the net. It went over to the far side. Battling down low in front of chance. A shot. And he's gone!
He will not be denied twice. He will not be denied twice.
Billy Quinn, let's freaking go. That's how you do it, my boy. Passing back over to Novak. Novak taking it around over to the far side. Going to try and connect with Chinikov if he can. But here we go. Oh, boy. Here we go over to the near side. Carlton passing across. A chance. A shot. And he's done. Guys, winner. Let's freaking go, baby. Save the kid.
Took it on his took it on his shoulder and said, "Let me just clear this one."
That is how you do it. Send the kid clearing the Penguins bench. Let's let that horn sing, baby. That is how you do it. The Pens pulling a comeback win off and not blowing it. That is how you freaking do it. That's how the Pittsburgh Mother-Loving Penguins do it. If they keep playing like this, we'll be covering Penguins hockey late into the summer. Let's go! The Pittsburgh Mother-Loving Penguins getting a big overtime goal. Ready to roll. Face off in the Pens offensive end. Going to be taken back by the Red Wings. Sider along the far side boards. Up through the far side. Battling into the neutral zone. Taken back by the Pens to the near side. Here comes Crosby. Looking to pass it across. Ice, a chance. A shot. He's gone! Russ! Front of the net, working with that puck, clearing it out is Kindle. A chance, a breakaway. He shoots. He scores! Igor Chinikov! Getting his first goal as a Penguin. Let's go, baby! 2-0 Penguins. Woo! Let's go! That is how you freaking do it. How's it going, everybody? I am Jason of JasonsRealm here today, bringing you live play-by-play coverage and reactions to the St. Louis Blues taking on the Winnipeg Jets in a battle of the Tank Bowl in the Western Conference. These two teams both have been struggling, but Penguins fans, we got a vested interest in this one as well. The Penguins are going to be siding with Blues Nation today, as the Penguins do possess the Jets' second-round pick. So, a big one for the Penguins to watch. I've been hearing, Sports Predictor. I've been hearing. Don't worry, it's getting there. It's going to be getting there. So, but we are ready to roll. What's good, John? What's good, Sports Predictor? How we doing, everybody? How we hanging? How we feeling? We are getting ready to rock into what should be a good game. I'm anticipating this one to be a fairly close game. Again, the Blues have been like one of the hottest teams in the NHL as of late. Their last 10, they are 7-2-1. So at the same time, the big question I have for Winnipeg, how are they going to respond? They just got a massive win at home against Colorado the other night. So we'll see if they can keep it going and keep themselves rolling, as they are about ready to keep their season going, keep going for the McKenna sweepstakes. I mean, again, it's not really a whole lot to say here with these two teams. They're both trying to pick up the pieces, find out what they got, what they don't got, what's their biggest emergency need, and how can they fill it next season. But here we are, puck drop just a few moments away. Grab myself one of these bad boys, because I am going to need these today. All right. So we are ready to roll. Taking a look at our poll over there in the chat. We got 2 votes over there, and we are splitting for the St. Louis Blues so far in this one. But we are ready to go. 7-1-1 since Olympics. Should have won the playoff series last year. Man, Connor couldn't finish the game in St. Louis. Well, we'll see what happens here. I mean, just taking a look here. The Jets, 5 wins in the last 10. The Blues, 7 wins in the last 10. They are getting it going. And we are ready to most points in a single season in Jets Thrashers franchise history. Kyle Connor up there, Marian Hossa, Ilya Kovalchuk, Mark Savard, and Kyle Connor again. So, Kyle Connor being absolutely dominant. Absolutely dominant. Taking a look here. Let me pull up a couple things real quick. Taking a look real quick at our slate of games for today. All the action across the NHL. We've got, after this game here between the Blues and Jets. Oh, excuse me. At 5 p.m. Eastern, we got Sharks Senators. 7 p.m. Eastern, we got Ducks Canadians. 7:30 p.m. Eastern, Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the Minnesota Wild. And 8 p.m. Eastern, we got a doubleheader: Predators at Oilers and Panthers at Kraken. We'll see what happens for the 7 p.m. stream. I know I have one scheduled. Yesterday, we did a bonus stream for the Penguins game. Depending on how my voice is feeling and how I'm physically feeling, we might need to axe that 7 p.m. stream. We are doing a doubleheader tomorrow, though. We will be having a 9:30 p.m. Eastern stream for the Penguins and Avalanche. So taking all that into account, we may or may not go live later tonight. It all just depends, because my voice is already kind of killing me, and we haven't even hit puck drop yet. So we'll see what happens with that, but we are ready to roll here. Taking a look at Robert Thomas and Jimmy Snuggerud. Man, Snuggerud really being electric this year. Very much a strong piece for the Blues' future. Avalanche about to throw the Pens. Nah. That ain't gonna happen. They're getting the mad Russian back. Who's gonna be mad that he got suspended? But we are ready to roll here. Taking a look at Snuggerud as he's over by the bench here. Ready to roll. Benny Boy heading out to his crease. We do have Binnington in net tonight, up against Eric Comrie. And here we go. Looking at Benny Boy taking his crease, taking his net. Ready to roll and see what the head case can do today for the Blues. Ooh, the Jets dishing out the throwback unis. Ooh, those look nice. The Mad Russian, more like the Mild Russian. Nah, bro, Gino's been a beast. But here we go. The opening draw going to be won by the Jets, taking it back out of their own end. From back in behind the net, over to the far side, going to send it out. And they clear it all the way out for an icing. Okay. Yeah, the Jets wearing their nice little throwback unis. I like it. Take a look at the lines there. Lines and pairs. Bro, Gino's like freaking awesome. Gino is just freaking awesome, bro. The far side circle draw, ready to roll here. Taking the draw, I believe that's going to be Buchnevich. Yeah. Taking it against Lowry, and Buchnevich wins it for the Blues in the offensive end, sending it down low on the far side, still up to the corner. Now down low behind the net to the near side, giving chase. The Blues going to lose control temporarily, trying to get it back from Neighbors to the far side. Goes to the top of the crease for Lindstein. Down low, connecting in front now. Buchnevich shot, and the puck goes out of play. So nice little start here to this one. Very much a start and stop kind of go here. We're taking a look at Comrie. That's a nice mask for Comrie. That is like an awesome mask, bro. I prefer the Jets current logo. Yeah, but like the Jets throwback uniforms, I like the feel of it, like the dark navy and that like pop of like reddish orange. Like, oh, it's just something about it. It's just nice. So here we go to the near side. The Jets going to clear the zone. What's up? Just listen to this work. Thanks for streaming. Absolutely, Call Saul. Absolutely, bro. How you doing today? Over to the near side. Top of the zone. Shot for the Blues. Loose in front of the net. Not going to go. Moving back out the other way is going to be Iafallo. Over to the far side. The Jets clearing the zone. But is it going to be icing? Nope. Going to be played back by Bennington. Over to the near side, the Blues clearing the zone. Up to center ice, off of Snuggerud, wing to wing to the far side. Able to connect with Broberg, sending it into the offensive end to the near corner, down low. Wrapping around behind the net to the far side, up to the point. Able to send it in, shot, gets deflected off some bodies and sticks. Tied up behind the net big time. In there you got a couple like Holloway and DeMello. Puck goes loose up to the top of the zone, into the neutral zone, taken back by the Blues. So working around the near side, Holloway not able to connect with his teammate, and the Jets clear the zone. Getting it back is going to be Justin Hull back into his own end, sending it back in behind the net, losing control to the Jets. Tied up now behind the net to the far corner. Along the board, centering past the Blues, taking it back out of their own end. Man, that is the best if their throwbacks would agree. Oh man, it was the Heritage Classic jersey last year, huh? But here we go. Over to the far side, the Blues clearing the zone through center into the offensive end. They're trying to move it, losing control. Kicked back out by the Jets. They're clearing it up. And we got no icing. We're going to go back in behind the net. Uh-oh. That's the Jets. I don't even have to look at the scoreboard. That's the Jets. Over to the far side. Winnipeg trying to move it out the other way. Here comes your speed into the offensive end to the near side. A chance centering bad shot, and he sneaks it by Jordan Bennington. Let's go ahead and play that horn up there. The Winnipeg Jets making this game a 1-0 game here early. First shot of the game for Winnipeg and the first goal of the game. That is the nice thing, is that as I've been like covering the NHL, I'm like learning the goal horns. So like I could tell you, oh bro, let's go. Valerie Lee, much love. I don't know why, like this is like a poor placement. So let me see if I can move the alert box. We'll move the alert box like over here because like it was in a poor place, but thank you, Valerie. But here we go. First goal of the season there for Fleury. On that goal, going to be Hayden Fleury. So the Jets win the draw up through center into the offensive end. Come on, Blues. Taking it back out of their own end to the near side. Flipping it through center all the way out. Giving chase. And it's going to be iced by the Blues. Yeah, John, I'm on your side today, bro. The Penguins fans are with you. We want the Jets to free fall. This match is not center enough. Oh my gosh, you are right. There we go. That's where it was. That's where it was. What's good, Jade? Man, Blues are winning by -1. So here we go over to the far side. If we're talking golf, I mean, Pens fans stand with Blues fans. The Jets getting to an early start here, though, and they are coming off a huge win against Colorado. In the corner, near side, centering pass up to the top of the zone, maintaining it from the far side, passing across and taking it down low, going to be off the stick of Kyle Connor into the corner, and we got a penalty coming up here. Going to be tripping on, I believe that's going to be Justin Hall. What's good, Moss? Your Jets goal horn is awful. I never said a word. I never said a word about it. I don't even remember where we put it in the tier list. Yeah, I see the Blues on absolute heater, so Bennington, Bennington fantasy team, and of course Jets score. Oh my gosh, bro! Pens fans are standing with the Blues today, though. But the Blues gonna be on the penalty kill. The Winnipeg Jets are gonna get the game's first power play. Face-off won by the Jets to the top of the zone, sending it around the far side. St. Louis are pencil-necked. Uh-oh. Only Rammy you know getting into it here. Over to the near side, the Blues clearing the zone, but the Jets able to take it back at center ice off the stick of Josh Morrissey. Man, sending it around now to the far side, kicking it up along the boards, passing back, trying to create some room. Oh, man, adding Bennington right before the game, that's tough. Over to the near side. Up to the top of the zone, sending it back down along the boards near the circle. Taking it down low into the corner now, back up to the top. Passing wing to the far side, sending it around from the point. Down low into the corner, puck goes loose. Maintained by the Jets. 1:15 to go on the power play. And here we go, getting that puck cleared all the way out by the Blues. Your favorite deal? Welcome, Jade. Welcome, Jade. Even though we may be rooting for different teams today, everyone's welcome here, bro. So here we go, over to the near side, moving it up through center. Here come the Jets. Into the offensive end, off of the stick of Nyquist. Into the corner, puck goes loose. Getting there aggressively is going to be Cam Fowler for the Blues, but the Jets take it back. From the near side, boards now near the corner, passing up to the point. Passing shot, loose in front, over to the near side. The Blues will clear the zone. They clear it all the way back in behind the net of Eric Comrie. Over to the far side, moving it up now, going to be off the stick here. And up through center they go. Into the offensive end from the near side. Centering pass, not going to go anywhere. Kicked out by the Blues again. Giving chase there. Comrie going to play it behind the net over to the near side. Able to connect with Salomonson. Over to the far side from behind the net. Through center. Trying to find a way to move it. They dump it into the offensive end, chasing to the near corner down low. Along the boards. Power play expires. Back to full strength. And the Jets are going to take it back behind their own net. That one going to be off the stick of Dylan Sandberg. With that puck, working it out now through center. And trying to find a hole. Into the offensive end, back into the near corner. Puck goes loose behind Bennington to the far side. Played off the stick of Broberg. Loose in front, taken back by the Jets to the point. Sending it down low over to the near side. Along the boards, clearing it out. And the Jets take it back out of their own end now. You know, I don't remember where we put the Jets goal horn compared to everything else. I don't think it's a terrible horn, though. I think it's a pretty decent horn. So back on in behind the net. And are trying to move it around through center. The Blues trying to kick it up into the offensive end. Here comes a rush. Not able to control it. Bodies colliding and hitting the ice. Back up to the top of the zone. Off the stick of, I believe it's Parayko. And sending it around to the near corner. Snuggerud trying to get there. Battling, tied up for that puck into the corner. Back over to the far side. Goes loose along the boards. Up to the point. Cycling it around on the far side. Down low. Trying to find some room. Trying to move it up, and the Jets take it away. Coming up the other way with it. That one going to be off the stick of Morgan Barron. You guys didn't let the Jets win the Stanley Cup? Oh, man. Well, we'll see. Over to the near side. The Jets out of their own end, trying to move it up. And loose puck taken back by the Blues in the offensive end. Still loose, though, and going to be played off of Comrie. Back in behind the net to the far side. And moving it out the other way, they are going to clear it out, but the Jets are going to get caught for icing. Bro, I don't have any hatred towards any team, bro. The only reason I'm pulling for the Blues is because the Penguins have the Jets second round pick. And I'd rather be picking like 33rd or 34th as opposed to like 45th. So that's kind of where I stand on that. Take a look at Velarde for the Jets. Take a look at him this year. 25 goals, 29 assists in 65 games. And here we go. Near side zone draw. Going to be won by the Blues. Neighbors sends it behind the net to the far side. Able to send it off of Broberg. Stick down low. Neighbors centering pass. Shot denied. Over to the near side. The Jets getting back on that puck. Moving it up through center. Clearing it out into the offensive end. Bane is going to be taken back by Broberg and the Blues. Over to the far side. Through center. To the offensive end. Centering in front. Chance. Shot. Loose in front. How do you not punch that in the wide open net? Down low, trying to find some room, the Blues. Oh, that's another goal for the Jets coming up. Top of the zone, Hall over to the far side, down low, along the boards, moving it in, trying to wrap it around. That's off the stick of Kyrou. Along the boards, top of the zone, loose puck, and that was a poor takeaway. The Blues giving up a breakaway. There's your goal. One of the easiest goals I've seen there. That one going to be by none other than Mike Scheifele. Wow. Sounds nice, make it twice. Well, the Jets are getting it done today. And that was just a nice job, just a complete botchery by the Blues. That was botchery. I mean, Kyrou just got caught sleeping. Between Kyrou and Robert Thomas, they got caught sleeping. And that led to an easy breakaway opportunity there for Scheifele. And breakaway for Scheifele, that leads to goal. Wow. That's going to be Scheifele's 31st of the season. Over to the near side, though, the Blues trying to clear it up. And back on into the offensive end. Back on in behind the net, taking it to the far side. The Jets trying to move it out of their own end here. Currently working with it is Dalibor Dvorsky for the Blues. Tied up now over the area in front of the net to the far side. Clearing it all the way up, giving chase now, and it's going to be icing on the Jets. Man. Did Jason say go Spurs, boo Arsenal? I don't watch enough of that to have an opinion on that, if I'm being honest. But yeah, it was a poor transition game by the Blues. Kyrou and Robert Thomas got caught sleeping, leading to a Scheifele breakaway goal. But here we go, over to the near side. The Jets passing it through center into the offensive end, trying to move it, sliding down, losing his footing. Along the boards now, going to be taken out by the Jets to the near side. Off the stick of Hayden Fleury into the offensive end. They're going to send it around to the far corner along the boards. And the Jets, Fleury going to take it back. Over to the far side, circle in the defensive end, centering pass. Now trying to find some room to move it out. Not being too aggressive here, Josh Morrissey with that puck. You don't want to be too aggressive here and give something up down low. He said it anyway, just by reading it. Oh, man. Well, let's see. Over to the near side, the Blues trying to move it into the offensive end. A race into the corner. Toropchenko, though, not able to control that puck. Morrissey getting checked up by Oscar Sundqvist along the boards. Over to the far side, puck goes loose. Now to the near side, Hall with a shot, goes loose in front of the net of Comrie, taken back by the Jets. Over to the near side, through the neutral zone, into the offensive end, they send it, and it's going to be another Jets icing. Cole Perfetti can't believe it. He's like, bro, how? Oh, man. But we'll see here. 3 shots on goal for the Jets, 1 for the Blues, and the score is currently 2-0. And that second goal is not on Binnington. It's unfortunate because it's going to count against Benny, but that's not against Binnington. I mean, when 2 of your top players get caught sleeping, I mean, you just can't. You can't let that happen. Kyrou and Robert Thomas getting caught sleeping, that just should not happen. But here we go, up in front of the net, taken back by the Jets out of their own end to the near side, trying to clear it up. Taken back in the defensive end here for the Blues, off of the stick of Mylou. Over to the far side. Into the offensive end, they dump it around to the near corner, chasing it around, taking that puck. The Blues still tied up for that puck. In there is going to be off of Robert Thomas. And moving it out the other way into the offensive end, and we got a whistle for an offside on the Jets. Man, the Jets are getting caught with a lot of whistles. A lot of whistles. They've had so many whistles against them, and we've literally only gone through the first 10 minutes of this game. But they're stepping away for their first commercial, so we got a little break in the action. Bro, what? I just gotta take a minute real quick. Much love to all you who checked out the Gold Horn tier list video, bro. That thing has like been steadily gaining views, and I haven't seen a video do that like this in a hot minute. What's up, says Spurs got a big tie BS versus Liverpool today. Wow. Instead, Sharks beat my Bruins, but at least they won Montreal too. Well, we'll see. We will see. Again, a lot of big games around the NHL today. The Penguins trying to keep scoreboard watching today, essentially. The Penguins have a vested interest in many of these games. Finish streaming fantasy was not the move, and 100% lost me my week. Oh my gosh. It's unfortunate, Sand. I have $1 zillion on the Jets. Well, bud, it looks like you're rolling right now. Oh, man. But taking a look again. Big playoff implications. Ducks, Canadians, Sharks, Senators. Two teams on the outside trying to claw their way in. Actually, I think the Sharks technically are in today, but they're in by a thread. So, big game there between those two teams. And apart from that, there is some vested interest for the Penguins in the rest of these games, but not a lot of playoff interest. Can the Oilers get back on track against the Preds? We'll see. But let's see. Ready to roll back here in Winnipeg, Canada. I believe in Manitoba, isn't it? Winnipeg, Manitoba? Yeah. Yeah. I remember that because there was those those like based like the kids learning tube videos way back in the day. Like me and a buddy watched those just like as like meme videos type of things. And I always remember when Manitoba came in, it's like, hello, I'm Manitoba, my capital's Winnipeg. So that, I know it. I know that connection. So over to the top of the zone, the Blues wing to Parayko. Shot gets blocked over to the far side and moving it around the boards down low. Going to be taken off of the stick there of Sandberg. Along the boards, the Blues taking it back in front of the net. Loose into the near corner. Moving it around to the far side off the stick of Holloway. Up to the point. Shot denied. And the puck gets cleared out by the Jets. And it's going to be another icing on Winnipeg. Bro, they are honestly too catchy. Like, me and a friend would watch those as, like, little meme videos back in the day. And, like, oh my gosh. Like, that is crazy. Although, Jaden, I do gotta say, I do have somewhat of a soft spot when it comes to the Jets. For one reason. I used to play a lot of NHL Slapshot as a kid. And in my longest running career, I was drafted by the Atlanta Thrashers, who became the Winnipeg Jets. So I do got a little soft spot for him. Over to the near side, down low, off the stick of Broberg, around to the far corner, over to the near side boards again. Broberg sending it down to the corner, along the boards, loose puck tied up, and trying to jar it free over to the near side. The Jets clearing it up, and going to be kept in by Mailloux. The Trashers. Oh my gosh. So back up through center, here come the Blues into the offensive end with a chance. Behind the net there of Comrie to the near side, Fleury moving it up the other way into the neutral zone to the offensive end. Puck goes loose into the corner, chasing it down Mailloux, able to move it around the far side boards. The Blues trying to clear the zone, they do, but the Jets take it back to the near side. Off of Scheifele into the corner, shot from the near side after a pass, not gonna go. And the Blues will successfully clear the zone. The OG Winnipeg Jets became the Phoenix Coyotes and now Utah. Yes, and then the Atlanta Thrashers moved to Winnipeg to become the new Jets. Yeah, it's crazy all the moves in the NHL, bro. Mabuch Davis sends it to the far side, and the Blues dump it into the offensive end. 8 minutes to go here in the first period. 5 total shots on goal. 3 for Winnipeg, 2 for St. Louis. But 2 of Winnipeg's 3 shots have gone through. Over to the near side, into the offensive end, off the stick of Parayko. Into the corner, tied up for that puck. Moving around, going to be taken back off the stick of Sandberg along the boards. Up to center. Moving it around now, Cam Fowler, wing to wing, and up through center they go into the offensive end. Taking it in front with that puck, passing to the point. Fowler shot denied, loose in front to the far side, gets tripped up and taken back out off the stick of Josh Morrissey. Cleared it out, but the Blues get it back. Over to the near side of the offensive end from the stick of Thomas. And gonna lose it on a pass. Moving it up the other way. Here come the Jets to the offensive end. Far side centering pass. Intercepted. Going back the other way for the Blues. Into the offensive end with a chance. A loose puck in front of the net to the near side. And a slow to get up there. Winnipeg Jets player. Can't see if I can catch who that is. That's going to be number 36. That's going to be Morgan Barron slow to the bench. The Jets with it now in front of the net of Comrie. Wing to wing to the far side. Yeah, Utah versus Atlanta would be Winnipeg versus Winnipeg. Yes. Same with Winnipeg versus Utah is Winnipeg versus Winnipeg. But we'll see. Over to the far side, behind the net to the far side. Again, along the boards. Moving it up through center, the Blues passing across into the offensive end. Loose puck into the corner. Taken back by the Jets. Over to the near side. Aggressive play by Oscar Sundqvist. He gets tripped up. He's appealing for a penalty. Not going to get it. And over to the far side. It did look like Firefox. It really did look like the Firefox logo, bro. It looked like somebody took the Firefox logo and made it like a triangle kind of thing. Like a tornado. Yes. Oh my gosh. So a nice little freeze there by Benny Boy. And we'll have a face off there to the far side. Oh man. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. Okay. So we are rolling here. 5:59 left in the first period. And let me take a look here on X, see if we got any other news to report. So Flames versus Jets, Atlanta versus Atlanta. Yeah, because the Atlanta had 2 teams, wasn't it? Didn't they? Because one of those teams became the Calgary Flames, and they went back to Atlanta with the Thrashers, which then turned around and became the Winnipeg Jets, and now they want to go back a 3rd time, which is crazy. 3rd time's the charm. That's the NHL's idea with Atlanta. Oh my gosh. No. No. No, you can't do that, Green Bay. You're going to break the one lone rule there is for stadiums. No. Packers CEO Ed Policy says he is looking into selling naming rights to Lambeau Field, the training center, and to Titletown District. Bro, why? That is too iconic. That is way too iconic. Like, come on. You cannot rename Lambeau Field. Like, bro. My thoughts exactly, Sports Predictor. My thoughts exactly when I saw that message. Supposedly they're looking into selling naming rights. They better not do it, though. They better not. It's way too iconic. Boycott the Packers. If they do it, boycott the Packers. Oh my gosh. So here we go to the near side, over to the far, the Blues into the offensive end. They send that puck, working with it around now to the near corner, backing around to the far side boards. Restock my fruit. All right, so tied up puck over on the far side, coming loose, down low into the corner, and the Jets free it up themselves. Blues taking it back along the boards over to the near side, passing it around, not able to fully connect there on a pass from Berggren to the far side. The Blues still with it, down low, looking for their first goal of the game. Over to the near side, along the boards off the stick of Dvorsky. Top of the zone from the point, shot denied. Over to the far side again, cycling it around. Off the centering pass, shot towards the near side, and frozen up by Comrie. All right. Taking a look at the Blues since the Olympic break, 7-1-1, 311 goals per game, 178 goals against per game, 6.7% though on the power play. Special teams has been a problem. Granted, the penalty kill's been good at 85.2, but the power play, forget about it. Forget about it. The Blues just not able to power play right. Absolutely, Moss is the only community-owned team. They should not ever change the name of that stadium. It's way too iconic. So here we go. That puck gets cleared out by the Jets. Played off the stick of Hellebuck, not Hellebuck. Oh my gosh, Binnington. Over to the far side. The Blues trying to move it out. Tied up, taken back by the Jets, and the Blues rob it right back. Over to the near side. Trying to move it out of the zone. Off the stick there, Kyrou through center. Oh, man. Blues are my hacks. Jinx. Oh, my gosh. Did you read that Packers thing? That was on X from at Titletown Talks on X. Over to the far side. That was 2 hours ago. And cycling around in front of the net of Binnington. A lot of pressure. Puck gets jarred loose, though. And the Blues, Kyrou rushing up into the offensive end, trying to work a shot. Can't do it. Taken back out by the Jets. Cleared the zone. The Blues will have to regroup. Sending it to the offensive end, over to the far side, centering it to the point. Gets tripped up. No penalty coming up. No delayed call. Over to the near corner, down low. Thomas pass, shot denied. Loose in front, shot again denied. Another shot denied. Another shot denied. Eric Comrie holding firm in the middle of all this. So over to the far side, centering pass to the point. Not going to go. Wide left. Over to the near side. Off the stick of Parayko. Down low. And wrestled away. That puck goes loose. Taken back by the Jets. They will clear the zone. And that puck is going to go wide of Binnington. No icing. They're going to wave it off. Over to the near side. Here comes Colton Parayko. Through center to the offensive end. Shot. Going to go loose. Over to the near side corner. Snuggerud. Over to the far side. Parayko now. Trying to send that puck down low again. Able to connect for now. And the Jets are going to take it back along the boards. Moving it around. Tied up into that far side boards with Gustav Nyquist. Comes loose to the far side. The Blues still trying to wrestle it away. And coming up the other way to the near side. The Blues cleared out of their own end. The Blues getting an onslaught of shots now. 8 shots on goal for them. Now over to the near side. Sundqvist getting tripped up after trying to make a shot. Over to the top of the zone. The Blues sending it down low. Over to the far side off the stick of Toropchenko. And we got a whistle here. Is this going to be a penalty on... is going to be a tripping on whipping on Winnipeg maybe? On whipping. Let's see. Or Sundqvist ain't happy about something. So we'll see. They're stepping away, it looks like. But clearly Oscar Sundqvist was not happy about that. Whipping peg. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that is the news there. Okay. So yeah, just taking a look here, seeing on X if there's any other news. Okay. What? Are you kidding me? If this is true, the Niners are the scummiest organization ever. Just saying. The Niners are reportedly planning to hold on to Brandon Ayuk because there's a belief they can get a 7th round pick in return for him. That is ridiculous. You're going to hold a man hostage, not play him, because you think you can get a 7th rounder. No, I'm talking Niners. Oh, man. But we'll see here. Rolling our way through this first period. 2:40 to go left in the first period. Winnipeg now being outshot. I believe it was 8-5. But we'll see what the result of this is when they come back. Oscar Sundqvist at the leave of the stadium was not very happy. You could literally see the smoke coming out of his head. So we'll see. We will see. We're back here in Winnipeg, trying to get an idea as to what ended up happening there. Oh, man. But yeah, taking a look at some of the highlights so far from this one. As we're looking at what could have been an icing, all that fun jazz. Josh Morrissey these last 3 years, been pretty solid. Pretty solid. But here we go. Over to the far side, the Blues moving it out and clearing it out. It's a Blues penalty kill. Oh my gosh, Sundqvist in the box. That's why he wasn't happy. It was 2 minutes for cross-checking. Over to the near side, the Jets moving it up into the offensive end with a chance. To the far side, down low. Back up to the point. Cleared out by the Blues. Here comes your chance. 3-on-2 into the zone. Trying to move it around over in front of the net. Buchnevich not able to get a shot off. And here comes the opportunity the other way. 2-on-1 to the zone. Passing across. Shot denied by Binnington. Benny boy. From the point to the near side. Shot gonna go high. Over to the far side along the boards down low. Trying to move it around and free that puck up. Over to the near side. Parayko trying to clear the zone. He does. That puck gets cleared out. 1:03 to go on the power play. And 1:43 to go in the first. Over to the far side now. Cycling around. That's going to be off the stick there of Solomonson. And over to the far side through center. Into the offensive end they go. Passing wing to wing to the near side. Trying to move it down further behind the net to the far side along the boards. Trying to free it up. Taken back by the Blues to the near side. Colton Parayko with some speed. Trying to generate a 2-on-3. Trying to generate a shot. And we got a whistle. Looks like it might have been an offside. Okay. So we will see. Ready to roll. Got another face-off here. This one going to be in the neutral zone. Looking at Morrissey. And here we go. Face-off won by the Blues. Trying to punch it into the offensive zone. They do. Back on behind the net to the far side, centering. And not able to control it. The Jets with possession. 20 seconds to go in the power play. And 1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute. Up through center. Taken back by the Blues. And over to the near side. Puck goes out of play. 12 seconds on the power play. 52 left in the first. Okay. But if you guys are enjoying the stream, man, drop a like, drop a sub. Always appreciate it, man. We are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of Stanley Cup Playoffs. If we hit it sooner, we'll get another NASCAR stream. Because you guys liked that for whatever reason. Oh, man. But here we go. Over to the near side. Face-off won by the Jets. Over to the far side. Trying to punch up into the offensive end with a chance. Out to go this period. That's unfortunate, John. But up through center, here come the Blues to the offensive end, centering from the point, shot denied. Sundqvist to the top of the zone, he's out of the box. Moving it around to the far side, 25 seconds to go. Big collision into the boards, and over to the near side, taken back by the Jets. Down low, sending it behind the net to the far side, and the Jets with 15 seconds to go. Into the offensive end, sending it into the corner, 11, 10, 9, 8. Over to the far side, the Blues, 7, 6, 5. They're going to take this out, 4, 3, 2. They bleed out the period. And the score at the end of one is going to be the Winnipeg Jets 2, the St. Louis Blues nothing. The St. Louis Blues are leading the shots on goal, though, 9-6 at the end of one. You say you're doing Logan's later? We'll see. We'll see. It's all going to depend on what happens with my voice, how my voice is feeling, how I'm physically feeling, because I also am a bit tired today. I didn't get as much sleep last night. I accidentally stayed up too late watching a little bit of South Park.
But if I am streaming later, it'll be at 7 p.m. The stream that's on the streaming schedule. That is the Ducks and Canadians. So if we are live for that later, it'll be that game. I'm going to try to make it happen. It's all just going to depend on how my voice is feeling after this game. If we get a good tight game back and forth, then the voice is going to get beaten up. So it all depends. It all really just depends on how things feel here. But at the end of one here, that is how we sit. Winnipeg off to a quick hot start, and then the Blues finally got going by the end of that period. Took them a while to get going, but once they got going, they did get going. Whew. Oh, man. But we'll see. Get a look here real quick. Although I could be wrong, but I think I saw something in the bottom ticker. John Carlson might be making his debut. He might be making his Ducks debut tonight. Yes, he is. He's expected to make his Ducks debut tonight. So big news there for Anaheim, getting a big little boost. Let's take a look. Do we have any other news on X? Yeah, it's a maybe, John. It all really just depends. I want to go live for that game, but if I can't, you know, if my voice is gonna be too dead for the Penguins game, then I need to take some time. So we'll see. Though I do want to go live. I certainly do want to go live, though. Okay. So we'll see. We will see. Oh, man. Yeah, just trying to get an idea here as to what we can do. Okay. Oh my gosh, half of the Eagles team that won the Super Bowl is gone. That's crazy. That is crazy. Okay. But yeah, we shall see here. We shall see. Oh, man. Let us see. Do we have any other news-worthy things? As we are here at the first intermission. Okay. But yeah. Oh, looking at some Steelers mock drafts, which I'm hoping to be at the draft. I'm hoping to go live from the draft, hopefully. So keep an eye on that. We might go live from the draft. And the USA making some news later today. We'll see you later. Oh, we'll catch you later, John, hopefully. Otherwise, we might catch you tomorrow. But the USA making history. For the first time ever, a country has now won the gold in a complete sweep of Olympic and Paralympic hockey, winning men's, women's, and Paralympics. That's kind of crazy, bro. That's kind of crazy. Okay. Let me take a look here. All right. But yeah, we shall see. It'll be like, for example, NVIDIA Stadium at Lambeau Field. That's probably what it's going to end up being. They're going to keep Lambeau Field. It'll be a Arrowhead Stadium situation. It's going to be an Arrowhead situation. Arrowhead Field at Gayha Stadium or something like that. Whatever the legal name of that stadium is now. It's going to be a Chiefs situation all over again. So... we will see. Okay. But we shall see. Trying to get an idea here. Oh man. But yeah, the Blues, they just got caught out in a couple of bad plays. So, but yeah, just trying to get an idea here. Okay. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. Okay. That's why I gave our Saskatchewan Rough Riders the able defending. Exactly. Yeah. Ooh, the Wilkes is playing today too. All right. Bro, that is crazy. Like the VR hockey stuff, like the VR goalie experiences, man. I would love to try one of those. I would love to try one of those. Like that would just be awesome. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, they already have the Seahawks and Rams as the two favorites to win the Super Bowl. Arsenal going to take the road trip up east this afternoon. Absolutely. Another big one there. A big one for both sides, really. I mean, Ottawa, with their win yesterday, while they're not in the playoff picture, they are in a very solid spot, I would say. I mean, let me go ahead and pull up the standings. Okay. But yeah, right now, Ottawa only finds themselves 5 points out of a playoff spot. That's it. And with Detroit continuing their annual March collapse, you know, there's room. There is room. And with the Islanders, Penguins, and both kind of in semi-free fall, and the Blue Jackets rising, there's room. There is room. So we'll see what happens, but the door's open for Ottawa. And for San Jose, it's a matter of just staying in a playoff spot. You have the games in pocket over every single team in the conference. Use it. As the AC Milano I got on too, but debating going to NCAA basketball. Nice. NCAA basketball is all right, man. All right. Okay. But yeah, just taking a look here over on X again, trying to get an idea of some stuff that's going on here. As we are looking back at some of the big games yesterday. Okay. Ooh! We're into Kevin Weeks per sources. I'm told the Capitals are signing defenseman Cole Hudson to a contract. Nice. Okay. Oh, we'll see here. We will see. But we'll see. We will see. You look at some of yesterday's games, which yesterday was a really good slate of games. It really was a good slate of games. Okay. But we'll see. We will see. Okay, look at some of the other stuff here on X. See, calls all saying big comeback yesterday for the Pens. Absolutely. Bro, that was a nice comeback. The way that first period went, all it was really was the first 10 minutes. The Penguins' first 10 minutes sucked yesterday. If I'm going to be blatantly honest, they sucked the first 10 minutes. But when they got going, once they started playing their own brand of hockey, once they finally started playing defense in front of Stuart Skinner, the team got better. And that's the problem with the Penguins, is that they have a tendency defensively to get into the mindset of, who cares if we give up 5 goals, we'll just score 6. Oh, whoops, we gave up 6, let's score 7, we can do it. And when they don't get those goals, they don't win. So the fact that the Penguins finally got going together, that was big. That was a big, big statement win yesterday. Okay. But we'll see. We will see. Just to roll near the intermission. That's the one thing I don't like about NHL Network games. They don't give us actual intermission reports. They quite literally just show highlights from yesterday. Like, come on, bro. You don't have anything like that? Like, come on. You're okay. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. Calgary last night getting a, they managed a big comeback. Just could not complete the comeback. Wow. That was actually closer than I thought. Okay. But we'll see. So it looks like after this commercial break, we'll be back for the second period. Which is good. We need it. We need the second period of action. And the NCAA hockey guys are, as the season ends, will be joining NHL teams. One of our Boston prospects will come join Hagen's. It'll be interesting. It will be interesting for sure. Okay. Take a look here at the back end. There we go. Come on. There you go. But yes, we'll be getting ready for the second period of action. Should be a pretty good period here. Okay. But yeah, we shall see. We shall see. Okay. But yeah, we'll see. We will see here. That's something else. Is the annual Sunday morning? Oh yeah, it is. I forgot about that. It's Election Sunday, which, by the way, I'm gonna send out a community post That's the other thing I gotta do. Oh my gosh, thank you for reminding me, Moss. That is the other thing I gotta do. ESPN Tournament Challenge. I need to create a group and send that out. Oh my gosh. So let me see here. Yeah, this is where I get to do all my fun. Where I do a lot of brackets. I always fill out like 25 brackets every year. And I always do like a couple of my own brackets. I do some random number generator brackets. Which honestly, I might do a stream where we just like do that. Where we just like fill brackets out. Like that sounds like a fun stream. Let's see, March Madness, the games will begin. They'll begin on Thursday, right? Or no, yeah, Thursday. Let me see here. Let me create a group. Jason's Realm official. Public. You can put up to 3 entries. Create group. Copy invite link. Let me go ahead and swap out the pinned message here. That should be it. I'm gonna replace the pinned message with that. There we go. Yeah, for me, I'll do some brackets that I'll make myself. Then I'll make like, a chalk bracket. I'll make a bunch of sets of like ESPN smart brackets, ESPN random brackets, weighted random brackets. I'll do like random.org, a Google number generator, coin flip brackets, you know what I mean? The whole 9 yards. I will do the whole 9 yards. So that might be a stream on Tuesday. That might be Tuesday night stream. So we will see. But yeah, I got the bracket group out there. Michigan Big Ten final will be number 1 seed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Michigan. All right, so we are back here for the second period of action, ready to roll between the Winnipeg Jets and the St. Louis Blues. Our goalies are back in their creases, ready to roll. So here we go, second period face-off, won by the Jets out of their own end over to the near side. Trying to flip it up through center into the neutral zone. And back into the defensive end they go. The Blues got attack up, they do. Over to the far side, moving it around. And over to the far side, the Jets clearing it up through center into the offensive end. They're going to send it behind the net over to the near side. Played up by the Jets, getting there aggressively is going to be off the stick of Lowry. Over to the far side now, back over to the near, behind the net in front, chance. Taken back by the Blues. Over to the near side, going to clear it up through center. Into the offensive end, they're going to send it back on in behind the net, Sandberg, and it's going to be iced by the Blues. Okay. So here we go. Looking at Scott Arniel. And here we go. Got a face off here on the circle to the left of Bennington. And the face-off going to be won by the Blues, taken back by the Jets, top of the zone at the far side. Sending it down low behind the net and around to the far side in front. Chance taken back by the Blues. Here comes your chance with speed. Up through center to the offensive end, they dump. Chasing it down to the near side, Toropchenko along the boards. You're going to move it around. Tied up for that puck, sending it low to the far side. Getting there is going to be Robert Thomas. Around to the near side along the boards. Down low into the corner. Tied up for that puck, coming away to the near side. And that puck gets jarred loose, moving it up into the offensive end. Here comes your chance. Shot goes wide. A nice chance by Kyle Connor. Over to the far side into the neutral zone, the puck goes. Battling for it, taking it away, the Blues in the offensive end. Can they control it? No, they can't. Over to the far side, the Jets taking it back down low, wrestling it away, but still in the possession of the Jets. Over to the near side, they move, they clear it up, taken back by the Blues out of their own end. Over to the far side of the offensive end, a chance, a shot denied. Easy denial by Comrie. Over to the far side along the boards. Through center they go. Over to the near side, dumping it into the offensive end. And into the near corner, tied up for that puck. Backing around behind the net to the far side. Moving it up through center they go. Over to the far side again, trying to cycle it up into the offensive end, passing across with a chance. The Blues down low, shot denied, wrapping it around to the near side. Lots of bodies colliding, lots of bodies going down. Buchnevich with the puck. Over to the far side, top of the zone, wing to Fowler, centering to the point from Neighbors. Shot goes wide right. Over to the far side, Neighbors going to take it again. Along the boards now, down low into the corner, trying to free that puck up. Okay, where's my phone, by the way? I need my phone. I need to at least know where my phone is. Because I'm expecting a call at some point, hopefully today. I have no clue where it is. Oh, it's over there. All the way over there. But here we go. Wing-to-wing pass over to the far side. Moving it up the Jets through center in towards the offensive end, but they can't control it. Taken back by Parayko. Wing to the near side to Lindstein. Into the offensive end, he sends it. To the near side, shot denied. Over to the near side, still comes loose. Take back by Berggren along the boards. To the top of the zone, cleared out by the Jets. Here comes your foot race, and it's going to be a Winnipeg icing. Let me grab my phone real quick. Oh, nope, come on. There we go. Let me grab my phone. Okay. So, we are back. Shot from the point denied. Over to the far side. Going to be taken back by Berggren along the boards. Still have not received that call I'm waiting for yet. But here we go. Up to the point. Cycling around the near side. And into the corner down low. Taken back by Dvorsky with that puck. Dalibor Dvorsky to the near side. Sending it up along the boards. Moving it through center into the offensive end they go now. To the near corner he sends it. Giving chase is going to be Berggren. Into the near side boards, top of the zone. Sending it down low, going to be from Fowler. Into the corner, still tied up for that puck. See, what's good, Blue Jay? How you doing, man? I'm hanging in there. We may not go live later tonight. The voice is kind of trying to give out on me a little bit. But we're going to do our best. So over to the far side, passing across to the near for Cam Fowler. Here come the Blues. Through center into the neutral zone to the offensive end on the far side. A pass back down to Fowler again behind the net to the near side. Giving chase is going to be off the stick of Finley. Back up to the near side, top of the zone. Cleared out by the Jets into the offensive end to the near side with a chance. A shot goes wide. Kicked out by Binnington. I think he got a piece of it. Over to the far side, and now in front of the net, taken by Toropchenko in the Blues. Back down over to the far corner along the boards. Loose puck taken back by the Jets in front of the net. Shot denied. Over to the far side, kicked out. Nice use there of the body by Fowler. Moving it up through center into the offensive end. Over to the near side corner, they go down low along the boards. Tied up to the far side, the Jets getting control back. Over to the near side, off the stick of Lowry. Up into the offensive end, back in behind the net of Binnington to the near side. He's going to send it off to Broberg. Moving it up through center.
Into the offensive end, he sends it behind the net of Comrie to the far side. The Jets with possession. Along the boards, taken back by Snuggerud and the Blues. Ultimately going to Broberg to the near side, into the offensive end from Robert Thomas, and into the near side boards, taken back, wrestled back, dare I say, off of, I believe, Brad Lambert. Over to the near side, moving it up now, the Jets, centering pass, coming through the offensive end with a chance on the near side boards, passing across towards the net, and taken back over to the near side by the Blues. Going to be off the stick here. I believe it's going to be off of Holloway. Into the offensive end they'll go. Tied up down into the boards here. Into the corner down low. Trying to free that puck up along the boards, Holloway. Moving it along the boards now, going to get cleared up to the point, kept in, sent down low, passing across, not able to fully connect, back up to the top of the zone, the Blues go. Centering to the point, back over to the far side again, passing down low, trying to wrap it around towards the near side. With that puck going to be Kyrou, working with it for some help, passing across, cannot connect with Parayko. Along the boards, Parayko sends it down low behind the net. Around to the far side, up to the top of the zone. Trying to pass it across from the point to the near side, Kyrou. Kyrou down low along the boards. Making a man miss, trying to juke him out, sending it down low. Passing back up to the point, able to connect with Lindstein, and down low shot goes loose to the near side. Buchnevich to Lindstein from the point, passing across Parayko, back over to the near side, along the boards, top of the zone. Buchnevich sending it down to Kyrou. Kyrou losing it. Buchnevich able to control it, passing over to the near side neighbors, to the point Lindstein, to the far side boards, down low again. The Blues with an offensive zone presence. Kyrou now down low. Back over in front of the net towards Kyrou with a chance. Back over behind the net, tied up for that puck. Kyrou sends it along the boards, trying to keep it in the zone. They do. Nice job by Parayko, sending it down low behind the net. Over to the point, shot by Kyrou, not going to go. And the Jets finally are going to clear the zone out. Moving it out now the other way. Here comes the chance. Into the offensive end, played by Bennington to the far side. Trying to move it up now through center. Here comes Jordan Kyrou, or not Kyrou, my bad, it's Berggren. Jonathan Berggren on a pass. Over to the far side now, down low from Dvorsky. Sending it behind the net, over to the near side. Able to get to it now, top of the zone is going to be Cam Fowler, wing to wing, down low, shot from the corner, not going to go. Over to the near side, puck gets cleared all the way out, and going to be taken back by Fowler. Over to the far side, able to connect with Hull. Pull back to Fowler, into the offensive end, he sends it into the corner on the far side, battling up with Fleury. Puck comes loose to the near side, and the Jets get that zone cleared, but Dalibor Dvorsky with the puck. Over to the near side, into the offensive end for the Blues, racing it into the corner. Over to the far side, top of the zone, Dvorsky with that puck. Along the boards, and they're going to get cleared out by the Jets, taken back by the Blues. Out of their own end, wing to wing from Broberg. Moving it over to the far side to the near, into the offensive end they go. Behind the net of Comrie to the far side. Moving it around the boards, over to the far side, down low behind the net. That one going to be from Finley. Puck gets cleared out, and into the neutral zone they go. From Broberg, passing over to the near side. Tied up for that puck, coming up into the offensive end. Wing-to-wing pass for the Jets. Not able to fully connect. Down low behind the net, now to the near side. Back up to the point with a chance. Puck gets cleared all the way out and back on in behind the net of Comrie. Over to the near side, the Jets go. Centering pass. Up through center with a chance to the near side. Into the offensive end they go. Passing up, shot denied. Over to the far side, puck gets cleared out of the zone by the Blues. Maybe. Over to the near side now. Moving it through center. Into the offensive end of the far side boards. Dumped in the zone, back in behind the net. Now to the near side. Snuggerud behind the net. Trying to send it around to the far side to the top of the zone. Back down low again. Over to the near side. The Blues still in possession. Sending it across ice. Not able to connect on the pass. Down low into the corner. The Blues still in possession. Shot. Not going to go. And the puck goes out of play. 10:16 to go here in the second. 2-0 Winnipeg still is the score. 12-7 shots on goal favoring the Blues. Okay. It looks like they're stepping away for another commercial. Okay. Let's see.
take a look on X real quick, see if there's any other news. Okay. Well, we'll see. Let us see. So we'll see. See if there's any other news. Okay. But we'll see. We will see. Blue Jays, let's go baseball. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Let's see here. MLB. The Pirates play today? I don't know if they do. Oh, they lost today. Surprise, surprise. Okay. Let me see here. Take a look over there as we do. So here we go. Face off now. Gonna be to the left of Eric Comrie. And face off won by the Jets. Over to the near side, moving it out the other way. Going to be off the stick here of Shifley. Into the offensive end behind the net of Binnington now. To the near side, giving chase. Moving it out the other way. The Blues off the stick of Holloway. Can be played off of Comrie over to the near side, back on into the near corner behind the net towards the far side. With a chance, the Blues not able to control the zone, but they get that puck back from Maylou to the near side to Broberg. And into the offense, and never mind, taken back by the Jets. Up on into the offensive end they go. To the near side corner, down low, tied up for that puck. Back on the area behind Binnington. Puck comes loose by Broberg. Back over to the near side, Snuggerud. Bodies colliding and hitting the ice. And the Blues got to wait to get back on side. Snuggerud passing back, trying to create some room. Passing along now the far side. Into the offensive end they go with a chance. Jaden said, let's go Blue Jays as well. And a chance in front of the net, denied to the near side. And cleared out by the Jets, trying to get back into control, but over to the near side, taken back by the Blues. Along the boards now, over to Neighbors through center, into the offensive end. Neighbors looking for some help, pass, shot denied, taken back by Lambert, over to the far side. With that puck now to the near side, trying to clear it up along the boards. The Blues trying to get it back, they do, in the defensive end. Over to the far side, sending it back in behind the net of Comrie. To the near side, the Blues still have it down low. Neighbors losing controls, taken back out by the Jets and cleared up. Taken back now by Theo Lindstein with that puck. Over to the near side to Dalibor Dvorsky. Into the offensive end, the Blues send it behind the net. Over to the far side, going to connect with Pius Suter. Over to the near side. And moving it around now towards that corner. Still tied up for that puck, trying to jar it loose. Milo and Suter are in there as well, trying to free it up. Suter really the one in there. Jonathan Berggren joining the party. Behind the net now they move over to the far side. Dalibor Dvorsky joining the party now. Puck comes free for a moment, still tied up into the corner. Dvorsky now sending it around the near sideboards. Up to the top of the zone, Lindstein to the point, pass, shot, goes off a body. Taken back, Lindstein cycling it around, down along the boards. Sends a shot, not going to get there, goes down low behind the net in front now. Taken back by the Jets with some speed through center. But it's a 2-1-3 into the zone. They're just going to dump it into the corner over to the far side. Looking to move that puck around. Still free now over to the near side boards. The Jets still with possession and the Blues take it right back. Out of the defensive end through center over to the far side offensive end taken back by the Jets. Moving it out now the other way. Back down low behind the net, over to the near side. Able to connect, wing to wing. Moving it up the other way through center. And trying to jar it up into the offensive end. Here come the Jets. To the near side, passing, and we got a whistle for offside. So 7:02 to go here in the second period. Still rocking a 2-0 Jets lead over the Blues. By the way, we do have a March Madness bracket pool. It's a free bracket pool. You can enter up to 3 times using the link over there in the chat. So if you guys haven't joined that already, I highly recommend you do it. We are going to be getting together and doing that here as we get into March Madness. It is going through ESPN's bracket challenge. You don't got to be a bracket guru either. I just pick teams. I don't know much about college basketball, so. But I'll still make 25 brackets, though. Okay. So let's see. So yeah, we will see. We will see. Taking a look on X, see if we got any other news. Okay. We should be back here. Okay. Comrie in his last 5 games, 914 save percentage, 220 goal against average, and 4-1-0. He has been absolutely elite as of late. So here we go, back on in over to the far side. Puck gets moved around along the boards, and Torpchenko trying to move it out. He does, but the Jets get right back on it over to the near side. To the offensive end, centering pass in front. Along the far side they go, not quite going to connect. And the Blues punch it up into the offensive end. Racing into that area now over to the near side. Going to get there is Salmonson. Along the boards now to the far side. And the Blues still with possession into the offensive end, but they're going to get hit with a penalty. Looks like it's going to be a holding from back in behind the net. It should be Salmonson, I believe. I think the Jets are going to be going on another power play opportunity. Oh no! It's going to be the Jets being shorthanded. It's going to be Salmonson getting the penalty. Wow. Yeah, there is a bit of a hold. As he's going down, he's holding that stick, so I see it. I see it. Okay. So here we go to the far side. The Jets are going to go ahead and clear it out. You know, I don't think this is much of a big problem, though, for the Jets, unfortunately, because the Blues have not been good on the power play. They've been 6% on the power play since the break. So, over to the near side of the offensive end. Can the Blues control it? They do. Broberg getting stumbled up over to the far side. The Jets are going to clear the zone to the near side with a chance. Shorthanded shot denied. Relatively easily denial there. And over to the near side, through center to the far side. Here come the Blues. Over now to the near side of the offensive end for Holloway. Trying to battle for possession. And up to the top of the zone. Kept in by Broberg. Into the corner down low. Centering pass. Shot denied. Loose in front. And frozen up by Hellebuck. Not Hellebuck. Comrie. It's Comrie and Netzenay. Okay. So here we go. Here we go. Near side faceoff. Dalibor Dvorsky gonna lose the draw, but racing to get to it is gonna be Neighbors. Tied up along the boards to the top of the zone, maintained around from Mailu's shot to the far side. Back up towards the top of the zone, trying to find somewhere to go. Sending it low again to Neighbors, down around to Kyrou. Kyrou back to Neighbors. Over to the area to the behind the net to the far side. Gonna get to it now is gonna be Cam Fowler. Fowler centering over to the near side, cross ice, back up to the point, back down to Kyrou. Kyrou centering pass, not gonna connect with Dvorsky, and the puck gets cleared out by the Jets. Go back on in behind the net, over to the near side. Here come the Blues. Passing back, up through center, and to the near side of the offensive end comes Neighbors. Looking for some help. Top of the zone, over there to Mailu. To the far side, pass across to Mailu, able to send it around after getting touched by a stick. Neighbors over along the boards, up to the point. Can't connect. They clear themselves out, and the power play expires. Over to the far side now, the Blues with possession. Moving it around to the near side. Into the offensive end, they send it back into the area behind the net now to the far side. The Jets moving it out now over to the far side, into the offensive end. There you go. That's going to be offside. That was an easy offsides call. All right. So 4:11 to go here in the second. It looks like they're stepping away for another commercial. Okay. Let's see. We will see. Yeah, just taking a look here as we have some time. Oh yeah, we will see. Okay. Okay, let's just see here. Onyx. So we'll see. We will see. Oh, man. Okay. So we are back here in Winnipeg. And here we go. All right. So, back and ready to go for the face-off here. And here we go. Over to the near side, into the corner. The Blues trying to move it out. The Blues are getting shots on net. 15 shots on goal to 8 over Winnipeg. They're just not finding the back of the net. So the Jets over to the near side, passing it down low behind the net. Over to the far side, looking to find some room to go now to the near side, passing across. And wing to wing into the offensive end. Moving it around. Into the offensive end, they send it behind the net of Bennington, taken back by the Blues, Broberg. Over to the far side now, moving it up through center, dumping it into the offensive end. Behind the net of Comrie to the near side, centering it up. Here come the Jets. Passing wing to wing. Through center to the offensive end with a chance down low into the corner. Played back by Broberg. Over to the far side, puck goes loose behind the net. Getting to it, the Jets in front. Now back on in the near corner, down low. Tied up for that puck, coming up loose to the top of the zone. Here come the Blues. Off of the stick there of, I believe that's going to be off the stick of Lindstein. Over to the near side of the offensive end behind the net of Binnington. Binnington to the near side, trying to move it up for Neighbors now. Into the offensive end if they can. Loose puck, tied up along the boards. Now over to the far side, going to be taken back by Parayko, sending it down along the boards. Parayko now over to the near side. Lindstein passing shot denied. Over to the far side, puck gets cleared all the way out, and it's going to be a Winnipeg icing. All right, so we are rolling here. 2:28 to go, I believe, is how much time was left. When that whistle hit. And we'll see here. This second period has really been leaving a bit to be desired. The Blues are getting quality chances to get shots off. They're just not able to capitalize on them. They're not able to punch them into the back of the net. Well, that's the one thing that's got to change. There's still a mild PTSD from that Jays Game 7. Bro, I can't remember if we were live for Game 7 or not. I know we were live for like a bunch of the World Series. I can't remember if we were live for Game 7. But over to the near side, down low. Over to the far side, shot goes wide by the Jets. The near side, down low, Buchnevich sending it along to Parayko. Parayko trying to move it up. The Blues are going to clear it out of the zone. Now over to Buchnevich, across to Lindstein. Top of the zone from the point, over to Lindstein. Down low, Buchnevich to the far side. Trying to connect along the boards. Cam Fowler getting there. And we got a whistle. We got a penalty coming up. It's going to be interference, it looks like, on mayhaps going to be Pius Suter. That's rather unfortunate for the Blues, if it is. They're going back on Pius Suter. Yep. Interference. That's an easy call. So the Winnipeg Jets are going back on the power play. As in the sin bin is going to be Pius Suter. 2 minutes for interference, 1:43 to go in the period. Blues fans are hoping this will go into the third period. Wonder if I have that pretty good. I don't know about that. I wouldn't get too quick to jump to that conclusion, man. But if you guys are enjoying the stream, bro, drop a like, drop a sub. We're only 2 likes away from 10. Can we get 10 likes on this stream? Let's see if we can do it. Also, we're only 3 subs away from our next minor goal. So, always appreciated. But here we go. Near side draw. Won by the Jets to the top of the zone. Sending it from the point. Shot not going to go. Goes off a couple bodies. Around to the far side. They end up changing the call to holding from interference. But now to the near side. And the puck gets cleared out by the Blues. A nice effort there by St. Louis. Giving chase. That's going to be off the stick now of Josh Morrissey. Behind the net to the far side. Trying to move it now through center. 1:34 to go in the power play. 1:17 to go in the period. Into the offensive end. The Jets go to the far side trying to drive it in. Now going to be off the stick there and not able to fully control it. Wing to wing to the near side. Sending it down along the boards. Over to the top of the zone from the point. Passing to the far side. Trying to pass back up to the point. Able to connect with Morrissey. Over to the far side again. Shot down low. Not able to go. Now back centering pass in front of the net. Not able to connect. To the far side. Back up to the point. Morrissey. To the far side he goes. Sending it down low. Recenter pass. Shot. Not going to get to the net. Over to the far side. Refresh. Shot again. Not going to go. 36 seconds to go in the period. 36 seconds. And around here come the Jets. That's going to be off the stick of Josh Morrissey. 27 to go in the period. Into the offensive end come the Jets to the near side along the boards, passing up to the top of the zone. Morrissey passing down low. Shot goes off the post. Over to the far side along the boards. Trying to free it up down low. 12 seconds to go. 11, 10 behind the net battling. 8, 7, 6 towards the near corner. 5, 4, 3, 2 from the point. 1 pass, shot, and not gonna get in. This is how the second period is gonna come to a close with a score. The Winnipeg Jets 2, the St. Louis Blues nothing. Shots on goal are 15 for the Blues and 10 for the Jets. The Jets will still carry that power play into the third period. They'll carry about 15, 20 seconds of that power play into the third period. And we'll see what they can do with it here. Now, I'll be right back. I got to run and use the bathroom real quick before we get to this third period. I'll be right back. If I can get out of my wires. There we go. I'll be back.
no shadow. I looked around, searched every building and home that I found. I saw no shadow, but felt the glow. The warmth inside me, it kept me afloat. It felt like heaven, it found my bones and gave me comfort when I feel alone. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. I lost my best friend to 23. I heard the heavens crying above me. They gained an angel, I lost a friend. I felt like dying again and again. I went through hell, stared at death, but I keep fighting with each living breath. I saw no way out from where I stood. Felt like the fire had burned me for. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone.
Okay, I am back. I am back for the most part. I need to grab myself some tea. Let's see. I went and did a little grabbing of some stuff as well. Wanted to make me some tea. So, we're back, making some tea. Okay. So there we go. We're back, ready to roll. We're making up some tea here for the second period, or for the third period, and ready to roll. Go ahead and get myself all set up here. Okay. Let me get a couple of things coordinated here. Okay. Gonna make up some tea. Extra honey. And there we go. I haven't made this tea in a hot minute, but it works wonders when my voice starts to go. So we're gonna make some up for the rest of this game. Like a minty tea. Really good. It is like really good. Gonna let that steep for a little bit as we are rolling here. Go ahead and get situated here. But yeah, so far though, this game has been fairly solid. Second period left a little bit to be desired because, well, ideally we want to get goals every period, but you know, that don't always happen. So we shall see. Okay. Oh yeah, we are rolling here. Okay. But yeah, we are ready to roll. Okay. But yeah, so we'll see here. Third period should be pretty good. The Blues are finally starting to get things going. They're finally starting to look like a competent team. So we'll see if they can keep it going here into the third period. Okay. Art Prosing, Jets win. I mean, it looks like it. It looks like it. But we have seen comebacks before. Words are hard. But that being said, I want to see the Blues come back because, well, Pence owned the Jets' second round pick, and I'd rather be picking 33rd or 34th or 35th over like 45th to 50th. But, you know, we'll see. We will see. All right. So yeah, we are ready to roll. So showing some of the highlights from yesterday's games. Yesterday had a lot of good games to go through. Okay. But yeah, we will see here. Okay. Yeah, just taking a look on X. We have some time here. As we wait for my tea to get going. Okay. But yeah. So we shall see here. Let's take a look at the other games going on right now. Actually, there is not one going on right now, but the Sharks and Senators will be getting going here momentarily. About 15 minutes away. So that game will be going here pretty soon. Diving into our two goals. The goals scored this game were by... First goal of the game was... Let me a second. Let me get the assist as well. Hayden Fleury assisted by Brad Lambert and Morgan Barron. And then Mark Scheifele assisted by Josh Morrissey. Those are your two goals. As we are getting ready to go into the third period. Okay. There we go. There we go. Nice minty tea. Nice little thing to warm the voice, warm the throat. As we are ready to roll. Take a look here. James saying, would you rather meet Jesus Christ or Sidney Crosby? That's an easy choice. The Lord and Savior. Absolutely. Christ is king, man. Christ is king. So, I think that's a pretty easy question to answer, personally. So, in fact, that's actually one of the cool things. I actually found out that I can actually, like, route audio through Windows. So, like, when I'm live, I just got some worship music going on in the background to keep me grounded, keep me centered. So absolutely. Let me take a look here at a couple things real quick. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, James. Absolutely, man. So that's actually one of the things with this channel is that alongside covering sports, I want to use this as a platform to also share my faith as well. I mean, it talks about in Acts being bold and sharing the faith. And there's multiple places where it talks about, you know, sharing the gospel, sharing the word of the gospel. And that's one of the things I want to do with the channel. You know, that's why I have a verse of the day that I try to do, but I also don't try to force it. Like, I just was not feeling a verse that was coming to me for today, so we didn't get one out today. But, like, a lot of times I go through the Bible and just say, okay, what is speaking to me? You know, what passages that I have highlighted are speaking to me for today or for tomorrow? You know what I mean? Because sometimes it could be just that one little thing. Just that one little piece of encouragement that gets somebody through a day. And if that series just helps one person through one day, that's a win. That is a win in itself. So absolutely. Okay. We're back here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, ready to roll for this third period between the Winnipeg Jets and the St. Louis Blues. Taking a look at their stats through 2 periods, 15 shots on goal for the Blues, 10 for the Jets. The Jets are 0-2 on the power play. Blues are 0-1. Apart from that, pretty Jets favored game. But the Jets also have given away the puck a lot more. So we will see. We will see. Okay. So we are ready to roll here for this third period. Should be a fairly good period, I would hope. Man, anything about Jarry and Skinner trade so far? I really think, and I said this at the time as well, it's a lateral move. Edmonton has bigger problems than goalkeeping. Any goalie is going to struggle in Edmonton because they don't play defense. The Penguins have a similar issue. They struggle to play defense. Now, they play it better than Edmonton at times. They'll play defense more than Edmonton. So the Penguins, I think, are a better situation to be in for a goalie. But it really was a lateral move. I mean, Jarry and Skinner are essentially one and the same. So I would say the Penguins won that trade absolutely. Getting Kulak as part of that. Then flipping Kulak in his trade. I think the Pens got, what, Slavyev and a pick? Brett Kulak trade. Let me see here. Yeah, they traded him to the Avalanche for Girard and a 2028 second round pick. So essentially, literally leveraging that trade into a 1-for-1 trade, a pick swap, and Sam Girard and a second round pick in 2028. So the Penguins won that trade far and away. Not a doubt in my mind about that because it was such a lateral move. We got brand new saying, let's go Winnipeg. Can't say I'm going to be cheering for Winnipeg, but, you know, I don't really have a horse in the race. I'd like to see Winnipeg lose because the Penguins have Winnipeg's second round pick, and I'd rather be drafting like 33rd to 36th as opposed to like 45th to 50th, personally. But we'll see here. Ready to roll for this third period of action. Going to be starting on the power play is going to be Winnipeg. Okay. So, taking a look here, there's going to be about 20 seconds or so of power play time, if I'm not mistaken. 15, 20 seconds, something like that. Will the Red Wings slide out of the playoffs? I think so, unfortunately. With how tight the East is, it's really going to come down to what happens with the Penguins and Islanders. If both the Penguins and Islanders are racing to the bottom, then I don't think they slide out. I think they have enough points over Ottawa that they sneak in over the Senators. But if Pittsburgh and the Islanders get hot and start winning, power play did expire, by the way. But if the Islanders and the Penguins just keep winning and get hot, then unfortunately I do think the Red Wings will slide out just because there's going to be too many points on the board. I mean, right now, the Isles, I think, or the Blue Jackets, I think, are like 1 point out of a playoff spot. 1 point out of taking the Red Wings spot. So they're going to need the Penguins and the Islanders to have one of those teams just completely crash and burn in order to stop themselves from sliding out of the playoffs effectively. But over to the far side, battling out for that puck. Coming loose to the near side, the Jets out of their own end, trying to free it out of the zone. Sending back in behind the net, trying to create some room now over towards the near side. Just slow down, go for a change. With that puck going to be off the stick of Sandberg. Into the offensive end for the Jets over to the far side. Tied up for that puck. Coming loose. The Jets with it. Centering pass. Taken back by the Blues after poor puck management. Now over to the near side. Into the offensive end. Shot by Parayko. Not going to go. Over to the far side along the boards. And the Jets, can they get to that puck and clear it out? They will. They will. The Oilers are being impatient because if they knew Ingram was going to play so well, they would have kept Skinner and Kulak, and Ingram would be the starter. Yeah, they were very impatient because the fans wanted Stewart gone. They wanted Skinner's head. And when the fan base wants the head, there's not much you can do. If you want to keep your job in PR, you got to keep the fans happy. And the team just took the fans' complaints to heart and said, we're going to make this change right now. So the Penguins by far won that trade because they got so much for essentially, it's almost like saying to you, hey, you give me $1 and I'll give you $1. I'll throw in a $50 and I'll also throw in a $25. Of course you take that trade. I mean, you're getting 75 cents on top of the $1 you're giving up. You know what I mean? And you're getting $1.75 for $1. So that's what the Penguins effectively did. So over to the near side, up to the top of the zone, keeping it in for the Blues in the offensive end to the far side, trying to move it around, going to be off the stick there of Finley, and crowding the net, not going to go to the far side. Finley able to get to that puck, sending it down low again, tied up along the boards. Sundqvist sending it around to the near side, taken back by the Jets on the far, moving it out the other way. Here comes their chance. Let me grab my phone real quick because I'm also waiting on a phone call from Best Buy. But around behind the net. And over to the far side they go, clearing it up the other way into the offensive end. Never mind, the Blues got to get back on side. And they're going to catch them offside. Yeah, I'm waiting on a call from Best Buy as well because my big computer's been having some power issues, and I think it's a hardware issue. I just don't have the ability to test the hardware. So I have it in there to test it out. They're going to figure it out and hopefully fix it. How's Big Elmer Soderblom doing there in Pittsburgh? He's been doing well. He's slotting in nicely. Part of the problem with the Penguins is just they are so injury-ridden. No Brazeau, no Gino, no Crosby. So because of lack of players and lack of personnel, they just have not been the same team. But when they get healthy, Soderblom, Brazeau, Soderblom maybe slide down to that fourth line to get the Kindle, Mantha, Brazeau line back together, and then have him on a line with Dewar and Lizotte. I mean, that would be incredible. Or even Achari and Lizotte. Or Achari and Dewar. We're just going to know how Stan Bowman trades with the Blackhawks. It would be. It would be. But yeah. That's the thing is that the Penguins just right now are so injury ridden right now and like players like strapped that they have the depth, but they're playing lines that have never played together. And part of hockey at this point in the season is the chemistry of saying, hey, Crosby has played with Raquel and Rust all year, so they know each other inside and out at this point. Chinikov has played a lot with Malkin and Novak, so they know how each other are going to act on the ice. And now you're throwing those lines all around because of lack of personnel, which you got to be able to adjust, but there also comes with that transition period. And the Penguins are not as great at that transition period right now. They have the players, they have the skill. It's just a matter of developing that chemistry with each other outside of standard lines. Up to the top of the zone, the Blues sending it now, recentering pass in front of the net, shot, not going to make it to the net, taken back by the Blues in front of the net, passing, shot, kicked away. Over to the far side boards, and the Jets are going to take it away for now, and they're going to try and move it out. Tied up along the boards, and now it clears out of the zone. So over to the near side, here come the Blues into the offensive end, wing-to-wing pass. Losing control of that puck is going to be Holloway, and the Jets with a chance to the offensive end, but it's 2-on-3. Over to the near side corner, down low, taken back by the Blues. Trying to clear it out to the near side, they do, but Snuggerud cannot maintain possession. Back into the defensive end, Morrissey wing-to-wing, and up laterally, up vertically now, through center, into the offensive end. Going to be off of the stick there of, I believe, Kyle Connor. Over to the top of the zone, sending it around, shot, and going to be saved by Benny Boy. Yes, sir, Sports Victor. Much love again to Allians for who have dropped by, dropped a sub, man. Much love. Glory be to Christ, bro. We're only 2 subs away from our next minor goal. We're trying to hit 1,000 by the end of Stanley Cup Finals, man. So much love to all audience. If you guys are enjoying the coverage, man, drop a like, drop a sub. We go live multiple times a week for hockey. Your first YouTuber commentator I've heard to be bold about his love for Jesus Christ when you were people like you. Thank you, Tony. I mean, it's something that I've been really growing in my relationship through my new job that I've been working. So it's really something that, you know, as I've been growing nearer, I've been feeling that pull to just be bold. You know what I mean? And it really started. We got delayed call coming up here real quick. First and foremost, this is going to be against the Blues. So Jets on an extended power play, wrapping it around the net, over to the near side, along the boards, up to the point. Uh-oh, that's the Blues. Hello, over to the near side. There is no, I thought there was a delayed call, but the arm came down. Over to the near side, passing shot. He shoots and scores. Dalibor Dvorsky with the assist there by Jonathan Berggren. But yeah, I mean, absolutely, man. That's something that, you know, I've been feeling that conviction, feeling that, you know, what can I do to help grow the kingdom? You know what I mean? Because we're called. That's the Great Commission. And at the end of, I believe, Matthew, where it's the Great Commission, where our job is to create disciples. You know? So that's kind of where I'm like, how can I do that with the channel? And that's kind of where this came about, you know? So absolutely. And thanks for stream. Absolutely, Steve McNair. We try to go live as much as we can. Now, there is a stream scheduled for tonight. That one might not happen. My voice is getting a little banged up from the weekend. But we are going to be doing a doubleheader tomorrow for sure. And tonight it's going to be depending on how the voice feels. If I decide to go live or not. I'll have everything ready so I can go live. It's probably going to be a last minute call, to be honest. But over to the far side, and the Jets going to send it around to the point, taken back by the Blues to the near side. Kyrou up through center, into the offensive end of the near side corner, down low, taken back by the Jets. Over to the far side, up through center, into the offensive end they go. 3-on-4, passing across to the near side, cannot connect. Back on over to the near side. Kyrou with that puck, wing to the far side, into the offensive end. Kyrou on a breakaway shot, denied by Comrie. Over to the near side, moving it back down low, is going to be off the stick of the Jets. Moving it around. Still back on in behind the net. Trying to slow this thing down, going for a little bit of a change. And over to the far side they go, passing up through center into the offensive end. Down low, going to be Mylou getting to the puck, up to the top of the zone. Here come the Blues, moving it up the other way. Through center into the offensive end to the near side. Nice little job by Comrie to play it off over to the near side. Morrissey now going to be over there to Brad Lambert. Over to the top of the zone, back down low, the Blues with a chance. Shot on a pass, not able to go in. Over to the near side, shot by Mylou. Not going to go again, Snuggerud. Sends it down low, back again on a pass shot, not going to make it again. Mylou from the near side, that's going to be from Buchnevich to the point, shot denied. Over to the far side, corner again, along the boards, and the Jets are finally going to come away with that puck. Morrissey now. Over to the near side, up through center, into the offensive end, he sends it. Behind the net there of Benny Boy. To the near side, going to be off the stick of Robert Thomas, and passing back, the Blues going to slow it down just a little bit here, and that's quite all right. So here we go, over to the far side. Here come the Blues, backing across to the near side, through center from Mylou. Racing into the offensive zone, Oscar Sundqvist gets to the puck. Over to the far side, and it's going to be cleared up by the Jets. And around now to the far side, moving it through into the neutral zone, back to the defensive end. Trying to create some room. Passing up, dumping into the offensive end, and into the far corner. What notes up for Japan in the World Baseball Classic, and now a new champion will be crowned this year? You see, that's the thing. So I haven't been keeping up as much with the World Baseball Classic, but like it has been kind of crazy though. From what I've seen, it has been kind of crazy. Like the US beating Canada again in sports, like bro, it would suck to be Canadian. I'm sorry, but like, oh my gosh. The women's hockey team gets beat by the US, men's hockey team gets beat by the US, the men's World Baseball Classic team gets beat by the US. Like, oh my gosh. So over to the far side, through center to the near side. The Blues with it back in a high pressure area. Off the stick of Hull. Over to the far side, passing back again. Nice sports predictor. Over to the far side, into the corner, down low. Morrissey able to send it around the boards to the far side. Trying to send it out now through the neutral zone. Puck goes loose. Going to be played up there by off the stick of Justin Hull. In front of the net, trying to create some room. Passing over to Mailou. And trying to find some room now. The Blues still looking for that second goal in the comeback. 11 minutes to go here in the third period. Taken back by the Jets. Up through center into the offensive end of the near side. Shot kicked away by Binnington. To the near side boards. Moving it up through center. Here come the Blues. Off the stick of Buchnevich. Trying to find some room to the offensive end to the near side. Chasing it down into the corner. Like USA preachers, but I'm Canadian. Oh, sorry, Tony. Sorry, Tony. No offense, man. It's just been a USA kind of year, man. It has just been kind of a USA year. It's just kind of crazy, man. Like, USA sports have not been this dominant in a hot minute. And it's kind of crazy. But over to the near side, up through center, here come the Blues. Into the offensive end, Mailou going to send it down, and a chance on a pass to the point, shot denied, and the puck comes loose to the near side, maintained by the Winnipeg Jets. Clearing it up through center. Getting to it is going to be Broberg. Over to the near side of the offensive end. That's offside. Snuggerud was offside. Yeah, Jimmy, you were way offside on that one, buddy. You were offside by a mile, bud. You can't even plead a case that was onside. Okay. There we go. That is how you do it. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, so there's a separate way for a commercial here. My aunt's my mom's hired from Oklahoma, so I'm cool with that. Oh man. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, bro. Like, honestly. Like, the US beat Canada a fourth time in the last month. Just this morning. In the U.S. or in the Paralympic Games, the U.S. for the first time ever, a country has got the Triple Crown when it comes to Olympic hockey. Women's hockey gold, men's hockey gold, sled hockey gold. Team USA again just beat Team Canada, if I'm not mistaken, this morning for the gold medal in sled hockey. On top of the baseball classic, on top of men's ice hockey and women's ice hockey in Milano Cortina for the regular Olympics. It's kind of crazy, bro. It's kind of crazy. Oh, man. Let us see. Man, so just taking a look on X, see if we got any other news as we get going. Okay. So we're back here in Winnipeg, taking a look at Canada Life Center. For this NHL showcase, the Blues still alive. 10:08 to go here in regulation. The Blues find themselves down by 1, but really, apart from the first 10 or 15 minutes, it feels like it's been St. Louis all the way. Like, if I'm being honest, it has been St. Louis with all the opportunities since the first 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. So we will see. Ready to roll. Taking a look at Eric Comrie for the Jets. And here we go. So, into the offensive end. The Blues lose control of that puck. Cleared out by the Jets, giving chase. No icing. Over to the far side. Played by Mailou. And around to the near side. Here come the Blues. Up into the offensive end. Broberg moving it around. Over to the near side. Snuggerud pass denied. And cleared up to the top of the zone. Sent back down again. And the Jets going to try and clear it out again. They will. I was hoping David will win a Stanley Cup. I live in Edmonton. All generational players I know have won. But, oh my gosh. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. God does know every player's heart and future. And, I would not mind Edmonton getting the cup. Edmonton is my Western Conference team for one reason. This is why. I spent 4 years going to college in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And they got an ECHL team. You know the Oilers, you know this team. I hope.
the Fort Wayne Comets, who are the ECHL affiliate to the Edmonton Oilers. So spending 4 years there going to games. Edmonton's kind of like my Western Conference NHL team. So, over to the far side, chance for the Blues, trying to wrap it around. Comrie still somehow making the save. Parayko sends it around the near side, up to the top of the zone from Berggren, and the puck gets cleared out. Yeah, the AHL affiliate, the Condors, yes sir. Oh, really? Yeah, I love watching ECHL games because they're like 20, you can get like 30, 40 bucks and you can get front row seats. Like, it is honestly amazing. Yeah, it's 2 layers below because ECHL feeds AHL feeds NHL. But yeah, the Fort Wayne Comets feed the Edmonton Oilers. So Fort Wayne, Indiana, a breakaway and a goal. Kyle Connor on a delayed penalty against St. Louis. Wow. Wow. Well, that just put a damper on it for St. Louis. That just put a damper on St. Louis's comeback efforts. Son of a gun. Son of a gun. Oh yeah, ECHL is on Flow Hockey. Yeah, it's one of the many leagues on Flow. So I watch the games on Flow Hockey from time to time. So I ever find my ticket stubs from the games I went to, I'll send absolutely Sports Predictor. But yeah, they're on Flow Hockey. So in fact, let me pull up the Comets schedule here. The Fort Wayne Comets. They're actually playing right now against the Indy Fuel. So they're actually in the first period. So if you take on Flow Hockey, you'll see. If you look up like ECHL, it's right there. So yeah, they're playing at home against the Indy Fuel. So, and that's actually, these pucks here are actually signed by ECHL players. The 2 pucks in front of me. They're signed by Wheeling Nailers players, which are the ECHL affiliate to the Penguins. Matthew Garcia and one of the goalies over there, Gauthier. Yeah, Kyle Connor on a breakaway goal there to make it 3-1. They're getting that 2-goal lead back. And over to the near side, we got a whistle. Apparently I'm back. Welcome back, John. There was a moment of hope, and then Kyle Connor got another breakaway. Thanks for my subscription. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's all on Flow Hockey. So, and the cool thing is with like the ECHL games, at least for the Comets, they allow you to skate on the ice after games on Sundays. So like I skated on the Comets home ice, which is like a really cool experience when you're skating on the ice and just looking up at the stands and looking up at the Jumbotron. Like, that is a cool experience when you're on the ice. That is awesome. Not to mention, after games, you can go down outside of the Comets locker room, and some of the players will, like, sign, like, gear and stuff. So, like, I have a hat with a bunch of signatures on it, too. So, like, some of those players will get there. And sometimes players do make it to the NHL from the AHL. I mean, at the Penguins level, Avery Hayes spent some time with Wheeling. So did Sergei Murashov. He spent some time with Wheeling as well. So the Blues end up icing the puck here. 6:44 to go in regulation. Oh. Did it glitch? It glitched and said 0, didn't it? There's no goal. Not a 4th goal. Still 3-1. That's a problem when I automate the score bug, is that it uses ESPN APIs, and sometimes the ESPN API glitches and it reads as a 0 and then jumps back up again. It's almost time for Daniil Medvedev against Yannick Sinner, in the Indian World Championships match. Ah, nice. Actually, my Australian roommate would have been in for that because he's a big tennis guy. Potential bad weather tonight, so went out to Target to get a couple things I needed since we were already out. Yeah, John, right now for today, you guys are the St. Louis Metro's in a slight risk, so you're not in the worst of it. But you are under the gun. Tomorrow actually looks worse. I mean, prayers for DC, man. They are right in the heart of it. DC, right through like
Western Virginia, Western North Carolina, Northern South Carolina. They're right in the heart of it. Right in the heart of it. So prayers for those areas tomorrow. Big time. For everybody in those areas as well. Jets are helping the Oilers, so they better win tonight versus the Predators. I gotta say, I want the Blues to pull it out, man. Penn's got that second round draft pick for the Jets. So, got to learn my phone earlier saying that. Yeah. Connor Hellebuck played in the ECHL. I did not know that. Let me see here. I did not realize that. Man, that is cool. Wait a minute, where did he play in the ECHL? Let's see. Let me see here. Hockey DB. I'm not seeing ECHL, but I don't doubt it. But I'm just not seeing it. But we'll see here. We are back in Winnipeg. Okay. Let's see. Go over to the near side. The Jets going to clear the zone. And we'll see now. Back on in behind the net. The Blues with the puck. Over to the far side, trying to send it around. And along the boards, moving it up the other way to the near side. That's going to be off the stick there of Berggren. To the near side, dumping it in. Into the corner now, along the boards, taken back by the Jets. And the puck goes out of play. Is that going to be a penalty for delay of game? I don't know. We'll see. I don't think they're going to give Velarde for delay of game on that, but they could. Let's see. I'm going to go to the game center for the Comets game. Whoa! The Fort Wayne Comets getting a goal. Number 88, Matt Capone. Assisted by number 95, Jalen Smerrick. And number 55, Harrison Reese. I've seen two of those play. I don't think I've seen Matt Capone play, but Jalen Smerrick and Harrison Reese were there when I was there. So, but here we go. Up into the offensive end for the Blues. Shot kicked away by the goalie Comrie. To the far side, moving it out now is going to be off of Iafallo. Over to the near side, over to the far comes Jimmy Snuggerud through center. Next NHL Showcase, Winnipeg at Pittsburgh, Saturday, March 21st at 1 p.m. Eastern. We'll probably be live for that. It's a Penguins game. So over to the near side, down low. That's going to be off the stick there of Parayko. Along the boards, towards the top of the zone, gets cleared out by the Jets. Giving chase now, under 5.5 to go. Over to the far side, the Blues wing to wing to the near side. Here comes Colton Parayko, dumping it into the offensive end behind the net there of Comrie. To the far side, along the boards. Up to the top of the zone, gets cleared out. Here comes a foot race. Nice job there by Parayko to break up a breakaway chance. Neighbors down low, Kyrou wrapping it around, denied. Up to the point now for Melou. Shot denied again. And going to be frozen up by Comrie. All right. We will see. We will see. Okay. Well, yeah, let's see. But yeah, we will see here. Okay. So we will see. We're gonna try to get an idea here of what's going on X. Okay. But yeah, we shall see. Okay. Do I have any calls? Oh, come on, Best Buy. Still waiting on a call from Best Buy. Man, did they send an email? I want to find out what's up with my computer. They're checking out my my big computer because it is having like kernel power errors, and I need to see what's going on with that computer so that I can get it fixed. Because right now the gaming channel is being essentially put on hold by that. So because of that, we're having trouble. Although I am going to mention this, we talked about it earlier. Over in the comments or over in the chat, there's a pinned message. In that pinned message is a link. If you click on that link, you will join our official Jason's Realm group for March Madness. We're going to be doing a little free pool, a little bragging rights poll, a little pool, but it's a fun thing to do every year. So make sure you guys join. That's you guys join the fun. But over to the far side, down low, gets cleared up. Yeah, it's been flaring up every so often, and now it'll like only stay booted for a couple minutes. So I'm like, yeah, now it's time to bring it into Best Buy. Got Best Buy Total Plan, so I have that coverage now. But now it's just a matter of waiting on them to get back to me to say what's wrong, what's the fix, and how much is the fix going to be. But a 2-on-1, 3-on-1 in front, shot denied by Binnington. What an effort by Binnington to make that save. But yeah, I will also make a post later on today about that, about the group. But if you guys want to get an early head start, there is a link in the chat to a Jason's Realm official group for March Madness on ESPN. So make sure you guys check that out if you guys are interested. It's a fun little thing to do. No cost, no charge. So, you know, it's a little fun project to do for everyone. Man, I've been there waiting on people to figure out the problem while you sit there and feel helpless. Yeah, it was a drop-off because it's a bigger problem. This problem is a whole big, massive mess, an issue. So, like, it'll power up, it'll crash, or it'll freeze, it'll crash, it'll reboot, repeat. And it's reporting kernel power, or event error 41, kernel power, which tells me that it's something wrong, and I took a look. I don't think it was software. It's something hardware related. The question is it power supply, graphics card, is it the motherboard? It could be literally anything. It's not really the PCs are really much of a pain, but that's the big thing. What could have been for the Oilers the last two Cup Finals if they had a chance to get Binnington? There is a cause for that, but the big thing I think the issue is that a lot of times it's either the offense goes MIA or the defense decides, who cares if we let up 7 goals, we'll score 8. Those are the big problems that I think need to get fixed first. But the Blues are going to be pulling Benny Boy. We got an empty net here. Okay. So here we go. The Blues are going to chase that puck down. Going to be iced by the Jets. So the question is, when do the brackets open up? Does the acquisition of Shen and Stanley help the Sabres big time? I think it certainly does. The Sabres have already been on a tear. So now it's just a matter of, you know, figuring out how they're going to make it happen. But we'll see. We will see. Over to the far side, down low. Going to be sent around by the Jets. Blues keeping it in the zone. But definitely, I mean, the Sabres are a dangerous team. They are a dangerous team going forward. So we'll see. Over to the top of the zone. The Blues trying to send it on down in and maintained now by the Jets to the near side. Nice aggressive play call here for the Blues. No icing. Getting to it is Dalibor Dvorsky to the far side. Moving it across now over along the far side of the sheet through center. Trying to punch it up into the offensive end. You're not down 3, you're down 2. But still, I mean, I get it. I would have probably pulled closer to like 2.5, 245. I would have waited probably till about now to look at pulling. But, you know, it didn't hurt the Blues for pulling them early. So over to the far side, the Blues trying to keep it in the offensive end to the point they have to retreat. You'll deal Winnipeg, let's go. Well, we'll see, brand new. We'll see. Over to the near side, Parayko dumping it up into the offensive end behind the net. Over to the far side, played up by the Blues. And the Jets are going to try and get control of it along the near side boards. Some of the Jets have a 1.5% chance to make the playoffs. Blues are out. I don't know if the Blues are mathematically out of it. I think that mathematically there's still a way for them to get in, just based on max points. Because that's something we do over in our Discord server. If you aren't in it, link down in the description, by the way. But in the Discord server, we do have, in our NHL standings, a max point metric. So the Blues, max points is 96. Whereas Winnipeg's is 98. Not 981, 98. And then the one goes up here. But yeah. Ooh, Neighbor's slow to get up. Hopefully he's going to be all right. He's slow to get up. He's in pain. That's a big loss there for the Blues if he's going to be out for any length of time. Man. But yeah, the Blues in theory are up to 96 points. The current get-in for the wild cards, I believe, is 70. So they're only 6 points out of it. So there's a chance. Puck to the face. Yeah, I didn't catch what happened. I just saw that he was down. I was trying to pull up the Discord server. What happens with Matthews now that he has the injury? I mean, McDavid has a similar injury years ago, but went to the natural healing way. I mean, I think prayers help. Yeah, prayers definitely help. It's just a very interesting case there because Austin Matthews is a generational player. So he's still going to be in Toronto, but it will impact player personnel because they're going to have to figure out how to best make things happen. The Jets are bad. Well, I was hoping they would be bad today because, well, Penguins fans, we want the Blues to win because we want to be picking like 33-35, not 45-50, because the Pens have the Jets second rounder. So over to the near side, the Blues dumping it up into the offensive end, and over into the area behind the net they go. And a chance in front, frozen up by, not Hellebuck, Comrie. So 1:33 to go here in regulation. Okay. So we shall see. Well, the Penguins need to get Matthews off season. In order to get Matthews, the Penguins would probably need to give up definitely a prospect and a pick, maybe a player. So David had surgery, might not be the same player today. Absolutely. So the thing is that if the Penguins want to get Matthews, it's going to be pricey. And I don't know if the Penguins want to go that route. I like what the Penguins are doing right now. I would have loved to have seen them go for Robo, and I would pursue Jason Robertson in the offseason. Robertson is in a tough spot. Pittsburgh has the cap space to make it work. I was wanting them to trade for him so that Pittsburgh can get the right to essentially lock him down. But what I would do is if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm offering Robo a deal that Dallas cannot match. Like if he survives to free agency, I'm offering Robo something that's just outside of what Dallas can afford to pay him while staying under the cap. Because the Pens have the cap space to make it happen. And if you offer him something that's outside of what Dallas can pay him by a decent enough margin, like let's say Dallas can only offer him 5 a year. If you offer him 8 a year, 9 a year, that's going to be worth it. That's going to be worth it. So that's what I would have loved to have seen. But still, I mean, Dallas is in a really tight cap spot for the stars they have. So I would love to see the Pens pursue Robertson in the offseason as a free agent. Dubas, no Toronto, Matthews, Robertson, O'Reilly. That is true. There could be some deal there between Pittsburgh and Toronto. That would not surprise me to get them, some help. Because they're at this point, the Penguins are going to be all in on getting a ring for Gino, Crosby, and Tanger again. You guys could use Celebrini, imagine him. McDavid, absolutely. So here we go, over to the far side. The Blues sending it down low in front. Chance, shot, he scores! The Blues, we have ourselves a game, folks. The Blues making it a 1-goal game with 50.7 seconds to go. I'd imagine you just keep the empty net. Maybe bring them out real quick and then just pull them as soon as you can. But there we go, the Blues making it a nice 3-2 game here. We are not out of the woods just yet. Man, I mean, that would be pretty good chemistry though too. Celebrini was Canadian, isn't he? So he played on Team Canada, right? So they would have had that time from Team Canada together. The Blues still have a chance, absolutely. 50.7 to go. They're starting with Binnington on the bench. Let's see, how many games do you work? I try to do as much as I can. We try to go 5 to 6 games a week, maybe 7 if we can. It really just varies by the week and what games are available. Also because of my work schedule. Like, I have to get up at 6:40 in the morning, so the 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11, or like the 10 p.m. games are very difficult to do. So I'm going to do those like kind of like seldomly, but I'm going to make it happen for the Penguins when I can. So here we go, over to the near side, and a shot goes wide at the empty net. Snuggerud to the far side, 17, 16, 15, through center to the near side, 13, into the offensive end, 11, 10, 9, to the far side, 8, 7, 6, 5, cleared out, puck 4, 3, 3.3, we got icing. Penguins game where Jari was blitzing. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Jari doing that trade, you essentially got Tristan Jari in return alongside Brett Kulak, which you flipped into Sam Girard and a 2028 second round pick in the middle of a pick swap as well. So your playoff schedule, it's gonna be I'm gonna do as much as I can for the playoffs, absolutely. It's really gonna depend on when the schedule comes out for what I do when I do it, but I'm gonna do as much as I can, absolutely. Especially because bowling's going to be wrapping up here for me by the middle of April, end of April. So that's my Tuesday nights back. But here we go. It's official. They drop the puck. And after a little bit of squabbling, it's over. The Winnipeg Jets are going to get a win by a final score of the Winnipeg Jets 3, the St. Louis Blues 2. Shots on goal in the game were 31 for the Blues and 16 for the Jets. The Blues getting outshot almost 2-1. But Winnipeg living on the quality. They had way too many breakaways, 2 breakaway opportunities. The Blues goal horn did play. It did play in the background. But with the win for the Jets, let me go ahead and pull up real quick. Where is it here? The Jets did get the win, so we got to do them their due diligence. Here you go for Winnipeg fans. The game did wrap up. So that is your final in this one. Man, we got the Jets fans happy in the chat, man. But yeah, the playoff schedule is going to be really just depending on when the games are, but I'm going to do as much as I can. My goal is going to be to stream maybe, 8 playoff games a week if I can. 2 on Saturdays, 2 on Sundays, 2 Tuesday, Thursday. Try to get some on Wednesday, Friday if I can, or Wednesday, Mondays. So it's going to be crazy when we get to the playoffs, but I'm going to do as much as I possibly can for streaming once we get to playoffs. So absolutely. Absolutely. Let's take a look at a couple things over here. But real quick, the other game going on, the Sharks and Senators tied up at 1. Batherson and Ferraro getting the goals in that one. In Eastern or Western. I'm going to do as much as I can in both sides. I mean, obviously, I'm going to prioritize the Penguins, but I'm going to try to balance as much as I possibly can. It really just kind of depends on how things shake up scheduling-wise, but I'm going to do as much as I possibly can across both conferences. For sure, covering the Penguins as much as possible. Assuming the Penguins make the playoffs, I am going to be ordering a Penguin blow-up suit that we're going to be covering the Penguins playoff games in because it's a special occasion. We weren't supposed to be in the playoffs. Had you have asked Penguins fans or even anyone, should the Penguins be in the playoffs back before the season began, No one would have told you yes. They would have said absolutely not. They're going to be bottom feeders in the East. So, to celebrate the joyous occasion, I have found a Penguin suit on Amazon, and I will order it if the Penguins make the playoffs. And we will cover the Penguins games in the Penguin suit. So, that'll be the claim to fame. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Man, but I do think I am going to wrap up this stream here relatively quick, just to give myself a little bit of vocal rest. That's going to be the best chance for me to be able to stream later tonight. It still is up in the air. It's probably going to be a last minute type decision. Because I want to stream, but I also got to do what's smart for my voice. And I felt my voice starting to get a little weak during this stream as well as it is. So it might just be best to do a doubleheader tomorrow. We'll see. Skinner's been in the playoffs every year in his career, so they better. Well, it really comes down to, can the Penguins outlast the rest of March? If they can outlast the rest of March, they're going to be in. That's the big thing. We knew it as soon as the new year hit. We knew March was going to be trouble. March was going to be the month. But yeah, if I don't catch you guys tonight, though, we will be live for a doubleheader tomorrow. Let me double check here what games we got on deck for tomorrow real quick, so I'm not giving you guys misinformation. We will have the Bruins and Devils and the Penguins and Avalanche tomorrow for sure. Maybe we'll be doing the Ducks and Canadiens tonight. That really just depends on how the voice is feeling, how I'm physically feeling. But yeah, absolutely. So we'll be back maybe tonight. If not tonight, then tomorrow. And with that, I will catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one. See you, Tony. See you, Joe.